Hello, and welcome to the first case study in this section on introduction of this course, Master in Business Administration. In this particular lecture, we will talk about a case study of learning, how to manage business successfully, which is what the theme of this course is, right? So how can you learn about that? So this is a case study of that, how someone did this out of their own experience. So that's a great question, right? And this question gets right to the heart of personal business mastery. This case study is designed for students and professionals anywhere in the world who want to learn how to manage business successfully at an individual level by developing, strategic thinking, resilience, customer focus, and financial insight through a real challenging entrepreneurial experience. Nothing like experiencing to do something. You hear, you see, it remains in your memory for a few, maybe days. But if you do something, then it remains with you for life. So this case study is about that. So this is a case study of building excellence and managing a business at individual level and about how one individual built business management excellence through learning, failures, and data-driven decision making of actually doing it. And it is for the students aspiring like you to become successful entrepreneurs, business leaders, or managers. And it is inspired by real learning platforms, patterns from early founders at Starbucks, Warby Parker, and a real small business case from India. So let's dig into this case study, right? Shall we? So, what was the challenge? All these cases start with some challenge, right? Which makes them really interesting for us to look at them. Rahul, name Mas, face Mas, is a 27-year-old MBA student and he launched a small premium cold pressed juice business in Mumbai, India, right? And he believed that urban health conscious customers would pay for quality and convenience. And he started with confidence, branding, small shop, and online delivery partners. But after 9 months, his business was struggling, right? Daily sales were erratic, inventory wastage was high due to perishable stock. Online reviews were mixed. People liked the product but complained about delivery timing and consistency. And Rahul's small team of 6 employees was demotivated and confused about the priorities. Now, Rahul had studied marketing and finance. Yes, he felt lost, right? He realized that he knew about the business management but did not know about how to manage business in real life. So that's what we will see how he learned that. So let's look at the deeper problem. Rahul reflected and found the real issue. And that's the beginning of real life problem solving. He found that he was reacting to every problem in isolation. Pricing, supply, marketing, without connecting them to a unified business strategy because that is what he was not taught in his management school, right? No one teaches you that, how to connect them all the dots together. So he decided to build his own framework for learning, not from textbook but from experience. And what he called was 5C growth framework for business mastery. It's an illustrative framework. What his framework is slightly different, as you will see now as we go forward. So, what was Rahul's 5C framework for business management excellence? Let's take a look at the elements of that. So, first thing that in his framework was about clarity, and it will help define the purpose and value clearly of the business. And what did he do? He revisited his mission, and he stated this as fresh use, fast, and every time. You see operational excellence coming here in. And the key learning was when you clarify purpose, priorities naturally start aligning. So you see here the priority of fast and every time fresh juice started happening here now. Second element of his model was customers, and there the whole objective was to understand customers deeply. And what Rahul did was he used MR and AI-based sentiment analysis on reviews and social media. And he found that the key complaint was not always fresh, inconsistent taste. So he found the problem, right? And the third element to look at of his model was cash flow to manage finances with discipline because that's very important for an entrepreneur. The thing that he doesn't have or she doesn't have is the cash. So how to manage cash flow? So he created a daily P&L, profit and loss account, and waste tracking dashboard daily. Can you believe this? And he realized as a result of this exercise that 22% costs were being lost to overproduction. The fourth element of his model was culture to build a team mindset because how much can he do himself? And then he introduced daily meetings with simple KPI with his team. And the team became proactive, started suggesting process improvement. And the last element of the Rahul's 5C framework was continuous learning to reflect, test, and adapt. And there Rahul learned basics, analytics, and process mapping so that excellence becomes a learning faster than the problem changes. Right? So problems will keep coming, but are you learning faster than how the problems are arising? So that was how Rahul used his own 5C framework for business management excellence. So, what was the turning point in this? The turning point was the root cause identification. Rahul applied the 5C model. He discovered something surprise, right? He discovered that main cause of his business instability was operational, not market based. It was not market based that was causing the problem. Through customer feedback and internal process mapping, he found that the juice quality dropped because suppliers change fruit ripeness daily. So fruit ripeness of every day was different, and that's why the juice quality dropped. And the delay occurred due to unclear delivery priorities, which one to supply first. And the high waste came from making large batches based on gut feel, not data. So the causes were identified now. Then the solution was applied. He applied a structured business thinking that we will teach you as we go forward in this course. From the structured business thinking, he decided to focus on three things to digitize operation. Then he used a simple AI based inventory tool of Google Sheets plus forecast add on and linked daily demand data with production volume. Second thing he focused was on redesigning the processes where he crafted small batch production every 3 hours instead of once daily and introduced a freshness first tracker visible to customers online. And the third thing out of his structured business thinking to focus was empowering the team. He gave every employee one KPI linked to freshness and customer satisfaction and set weekly learning reviews, not performance reviews, learning reviews. So that was the solution that he implemented. So what were the results after 4 months? So after 4 months, the results were something interesting to see. So on daily sales consistency, from unpredictable sales, he went to 25% stability in daily sales, plus 25%. So they were more, the sales were stable 25% more. So wastage as a percentage of cost dropped from 22% to 8%, one third. Can you believe this? Online rating increased from 3.8 to 4.6. 4.6 is a good rating. 3.8 was submarginal, right? Employee retention, which was becoming a challenge, moved up from 60% to 100%. Everyone was on the board now. And profit margin moved as a result from 8% to 18%, more than double. So that was the results after 4 months. So what was Rahul's reflection? Rahul's reflection was that managing a business is not about solving problems faster. It's about learning how the parts connect. Once you see the system, you stop firefighting and start designing. And he realized that every business is a system of cause and effect, as we will see in a lot more detail. And financial discipline plus customer empathy plus data insights is what gives you sustainable success in business. And lastly, excellence is personal, right? It is a skill that you build daily through reflection and decision making. It's not something that it comes to you automatically after doing your MBA, right? So, what are the key learnings for students aspiring to manage a business successfully? Few. First, in terms of skill, systems thinking is something to focus on, where you are seeing how marketing, operations, and finance interact. So, how does the whole system work together? How are they connected? And to build it individually, you need to map your decisions, ripple effect before acting. You need to figure out if I do this in marketing, what will happen in other parts of the business. So, see the ripple effect before acting. Second skill, important skill for managing business successfully is data literacy, where you need to use numbers to validate intuition that you have. So there, what you need to do is to start small, track one key metrics daily. Then customer empathy is another skill that you need to develop, right? And that basically means understanding the unmet customer's need. Easily said than done. And for that, you need to be in touch with customers either through reviews in a weekly basis or noting patterns. Financial acumen is another skill where you learn how to manage cash flows, not just profits. You could be profitable, but you may not have cash. So, and that you can build through learning P&L basics, simulating break-even points, etc., etc. And finally, you need to also have leadership skills through learning, where you lead yourself before leading others. And you can do that by reflecting weekly what worked, what did not, and what next. So these are some key learnings for students like you aspiring to manage a business successfully. So what is the individual excellence roadmap for business management, successful business management? So you need to start with awareness to understand what meaning a business really means, and we will define that as we go forward. And the focus area there is to observe, listen, note decisions, consequences. Then you need to get to the skill building stage for successful business management by learning core business functions. And we will talk about that again in this course: finance, ops, marketing, sales, etc. And the focus there, you can do that through courses like this plus actual projects. Then you apply this. You run small experiments or ventures, and then you learn by doing. Then you reflect the application, analyze what went wrong and why, what went well and why. And that keeps business learning by that you can do by business learning journal. And finally, you become a master by integrating intuition, analysis, and leadership. And there, your focus would then be to mentor others, teach, and share learning. So that's your individual excellence roadmap for successful business management. So what can we conclude? We can say business management excellence starts with managing yourself, your clarity, consistency, curiosity, and courage. And Raul's case shows that you don't need to run a big company to learn business mastery. You need to practice connecting, purpose, people, processes, and profit every single day. And that's business mastery. So let's take a look at a learning exercise that you can use for on the way to learning how can you run a business successfully, a mini business simulation. And their objective is to develop real business management thinking at your individual level. So first step would be then to choose a small local business idea. Define its 5 C's: clarity, customer, cash flow, culture, and continuous learning. Track one key question daily for 30 days. One key question daily. Pricing, process, promotion, etc., whatever is critical. And reflect weekly asking these questions. What did I assume? What actually happened? What did I learn? What will I do differently? And you will develop the real life skills in managing business. So what do we do in the next module? So what else? We get on looking at this framework of managing business successfully where we can connect all the dots together. So thank you so much for watching this introductory case study in this course, Master in Business Administration. I hope you're beginning to learn new things, you're beginning to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And do download the PDF file to take a look at